In the heat of the raging coronavirus outbreak, Nightly News caught word that some local private schools have resumed classes for in-person learning for a condensed cohort of students. However, according to the gazetted guidelines set by the government of Guyana, permission was granted for schools to reopen to provide those in preparations for the CSEC and CAPE examinations the much-needed chalk and talk classes. In an exclusive interview with Nightly News on Wednesday, Subject Minister Priya Manickchand said she was not knowledgeable of the fact that some schools had commenced physical classes, but sternly warned of the serious consequences that could be felt by those local private institutions found in contravention of the guidelines set in place.
No school, except at the level that we've announced, 4th, 5th, and 6th formers, or grades 10, 11, and 12, no school is allowed to open beyond those levels. We're not saying this because we're mean and wicked and evil and we have draconian tendencies that we want to keep children out of school. We're saying this because at this stage it is unsafe and unhealthy as a matter of public health for us to be engaging in those schools.
She reminded that the decision for schools to remain closed for the wider school population reflects government's commitment to keep learners safe during the pandemic.
I know a lot of private schools are claiming they have the space to properly social distance and they have the means to make sure their students are wearing masks and washing their hands. We cannot allow private schools to do what public schools can't do. We don't have the ability to monitor that. And the Ministry of Health at this point is saying that nothing more than the levels we opened at already.
The minister explained that if private schools are allowed to open, this would place those learners at public institutions at a disadvantage. According to the minister, science, statistics, best practices from across the world, Guyana's realities, and government's ultimate duty to serve the children will guide when schools will be reopened locally. Weighing in the situation, President of the Guyana Teachers Union, Mark Light, stated while he has not received reports of such, the prospects of classes being held is unsettling.
That's a concern right there if all the students are back in the school environment, because we're still living in a fluid COVID environment, and to have those students back in the classroom is a cause for concern for both those teachers who are working with the children and the families and the children themselves.
Since the initial closure of schools in March 2020, most private schools have resumed classes with distance or virtual learning. Nightly News has been able to confirm that at least 2 privately owned and operated schools in the city recommenced classes last Monday. The students were, however, told not to wear their school uniform and to attend classes in regular clothing. For the HGP Nightly News, Amel Griffith.